The hell it snowed out there all throughout the morning, and love it. Oh, it's a little chilly. Here, this real quick. Oh, yeah, we'll stop real quick. First, it's a little bang. Dang yourself. Dang, bro. That's interesting. You know, you were let out there. You could have just gone back there. Like, damn. Hey. Ugh, goofy ass Doge. It's a little doggo. Good lord. Ugh. Doggo. He must be having a lot of fun in that snow. Because it definitely looks like he is. Looks like he's been enjoying himself, running around everywhere, prancing off. But not for long, because he was literally at the back porch door, just like staring inside. He didn't want to run all the way back over to come inside. It's like, God damn it, dude. Little goofy dog. A goofy Doge. And when it said there was going to be a snowstorm from yesterday, well, at least, for today, I was pretty surprised. I didn't think it would happen because I kept hearing rumors like, ooh, it might snow like overnight and this and that. Ooh, it might. Like for weeks now. And now it actually finally happened. So, yeah. The last time I checked the weather app, it said it was going to rain later tonight, which I really hope that isn't the case and it ends up just being snow because that'd be better. Snow, and then a little bit later, more snow. Because that'd be much more preferable instead of rain, because then it gets all like slushy, and then when it gets cold, and and then it gets all icy, and that is even worse because then you just end up slicking and flopping around everywhere. That's just no fun. That's shitty. I like it when it snows and it's actually like dry, because then it doesn't get all like slick and icy. That's the only shitty thing about the winters, but oh boy, do I love the snow. I just wish it was like actively snowing right now. That'd be even better. That would be even better. So hopefully it actually does snow a little bit more later tonight. Because that would be awesome. Because then maybe I'll take my doggo around and let him prance around in the snow. Have a little fun in that. What are you doing? What are you snooping around in, bro? Excuse me. Hey. I can hear you snooping. What are you getting into? Oh. Just a plate. An empty plate for my friend earlier when he ate the weenies. Yeah, whatever. If it's just that, it's not a big deal. It's like, some brats. The leftovers of it. Goofball. What a goofy little doge. Anyway, get in that little bolo and see what's up with the day and all that shit. Let's see what other chaotic absurdities have been going on for the week so far. I did hear like a legit another fucking crash happened in San Diego this time with like some sort of electronic attack aircraft of some sort. And it was like going on a landing approach. This was like yesterday, and they end up trying to do a go around, and then they pilots ejected, and they're fine. But then the plane just dives into San Diego Bay. I'm just like, what in the fuck is with everything lately when it comes to aircraft? It's like I'm kind of wanting to just like take trains now. Trains are starting to become like a little bit of my favorite thing now. Going to become like an aviation guy too, a train guy here pretty soon if this keeps up. I mean, I'm alright kind of a train guy because like I used to be railed shit like that, but at least as for the reason why the aircraft crashed, nobody knows. No one said anything about it, so far when it comes to that. And it's just like, all right, well, that's great. Guess it's still like, still being dealt with when it comes to its investigation. And of course, it's a military one, so we're not going to hear shit for a while. Where you at? The PNW, where it's a little snowed in up here. Which I'm actually finally excited for because like there's been like rumors of snow for quite some time, and I was just like, damn it, I want it already. Because it would be like some snow in some parts, in my little regional area, but not in my spot. And I'm just like, fuck. But now it actually came down. And I'm just like, yes. Love the snow. Now, if only I had a means to go up to the mountains and go snowboarding and shit, that'd be pretty dope. Stay right there. I've been snowboarding a fat minute. I know one of my friends was potentially thinking about going to like one of the big like hills that are around here and being like, yo, who wants to like go sledding and shit? And I'm like, well, depending on how the weather holds. Like if it snows, then sure. If it's just like this, where it's just like kind of cloudy and windy, then sure. But if it starts raining, like it, at least the weather app's predicting, then no bueno. I ain't trying to get like wet, from rain. Like a little dampness from snows, whatever. But like getting like rained on and all that don't sound fun. That sounds shitty. That's like the only like really negative thing, at least for me, about winter. Is like sometimes the weather, when it's in like the freezing, kind of zone, like between like 25 like 35, like around that zone, like depending on like how the like actual like air is when it comes to like if it's like cold or warm, or at least above freezing or below freezing. That pretty much just say whether it's going to be like, snow, rain, or a little bit of mixture of both, which is even worse. Like, ugh, I hate that. That sucks. Because that just, creates nothing but slush and just wetness. And then once it stops, it all freezes over. And it's like, oh, God. Then you get black ice and then all that shit. And that ends up being way more fucking dangerous. But, if it's all nice and dry like it was the other night and then it all snowed in, then it's actually fine. Because then, if anything, all that snow compresses down to where it's actually a pretty decent solidable surface. It's like only some parts of the road are a little icy and shit, but beyond that, like pretty much, everything's actually pretty nice and dry and compact. It's nice. At least walking around ain't that big of a pain in the ass. Little bean dog. Look at you. I need to get him like a little doggo coat. It's a little fast, but I think he needs a little doggo coat too. Just in case. Even though he's already a big, fluffy, thick furred ball. You goof. Look at you. You goofy thing. Come over here. Come here. We're going to be obstinate again. Come here. Come on. Oh my God, you're such a cat, dude. Get over here. Buddy. Bruh. Come here. Sukov, come here. You are such a cat, dude. What is up with that dog? It's either scheming or just like staring off into space, looking like a goof and aloof. A goofy loof. Oh, what a silly bean. What a silly little doge. Hello, bad boy, load on, huh? I just kind of thought a little something. I saw this video from earlier today where there's like this farmer that was like pretty much like kind of trying to like push like senators and like Congress people to try to like stop like Trump from like trying to like fuck over the Inflation Reduction Act, which because this guy's a beneficiary of. Though the funny irony of it is that the guy was also a Trump supporter too at the same time. And he's just like, damn it, you just kind of stabbed me in the back and now I need help to make sure I don't get fucked over. It's like, on one hand, a part of me is just like, well, you kind of got it what you voted for, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, you shouldn't be fucked over, necessarily because of it. I mean, because he was, relying on that to kind of help, at least, because of, inflation and shit and all other factors, to help keep his, farm afloat, which I can get it, sure. So I just kind of find it ironic that the dude was, like, had to pretty much, like, literally be like, all right, well, let me vote for the guy and then get fucked over from that, when he should have kind of realized that, he was going to do that from the get-go. But he made like some follow-up posts too, being like, well, look, I get like, when people ask me about this, but it's like kind of pushed me away a little bit and stuff like that. And, it's like, and I want to try to like learn from, the type of stuff, but some of you, chuckle folks or whatever the fuck, are not exactly, like winning me over kind of thing. And it's just like, I'm starting to think that dude's just like coping really bad with trying to like come to terms with what he voted for and shit. But I'm just kind of like honestly hoping he does genuinely learn from those type of mistakes, because from my understanding he has like at least done at least more of a positive to at least pressure some element where he at least has some influence to an extent to try to have people call up like senators or like congress people and shit to try to like prevent the Inflation Reduction Act from being gutted and shit. So I mean, that's going against Trump in one way. So hey, I mean, hopefully he's just someone that learns from his fucking mistakes and doesn't vote like that. At least in the future, but who fucking knows? Probably not. Though I think there's been a few of them that have actually straight up and been getting fucked over, immensely. So like a lot of these farmers that like voted for Trump and shit are now starting to like get fucked over and are like, well, god damn it, fuck this guy now. He's a piece of shit. And I kind of can't help but like enjoy it, at least to an extent. But at the same time, it's like, well, you should have fucking known. Not that like Kamala's gonna be any better, but fuck. It's as if you have like a coin flip style like election process and election system, then if anything, then eventually if you say heads enough, yeah, the coin's gonna land on heads. It's like that doesn't necessarily make the whole like entire system any better. So it's just like once you switch to tails, eventually after a certain point, yeah, you're gonna land on tails. So it's like it don't really it's like it doesn't exactly necessarily matter in that sense, but at least maybe on a local level, they actually kind of start understanding who properly represents them versus those who don't. Because that's at least if you're gonna start anywhere with that type of shit, you gotta start somewhere, right? And learning from mistakes is at least one of the first steps. How do you end up like this? It was me in a straitjacket repeating NA's 1098 over again. Oh, are you recovering from that gauntlet still? I warned you. Man. Oh, speaking of Boogie 2988, since you just reminded me, apparently, I think it was like the Tuesday Onion Nuggets Locale Live happened to be on. And apparently, like, Boogie supposedly, admitted to, like, murdering somebody, which I don't believe anyway, honestly. Like, no one, like, that guy killing someone, like, Boogie, nah, there ain't no fucking way. But, like, I mean, that's what he at least claimed, supposedly. Like, because a bunch of people in the chat, at least at some point, were like, yo, this happened. And even I'm just like, bullshit. Even if he is saying it, that's just another fucking weird lie. And honestly, that's just more or less just a way to just like lie to like demean yourself, I guess. I mean, I don't know. He's just a fucking fruitcake. But Jesus. I think it's just literally another attempt, to try to garner like some sort of attention. But I mean, because honestly, if that was the case, I mean, I have a feeling that there would at least, have been some sort of an investigation. We probably would have heard from the grapevine about something like that. I mean, because look at like JF Gadape, for example. Like, I'm pretty sure the whole like Mama JF, investigation that the Canadian Royal like fucking mountain police or whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, I think that's still technically like an investigation that's active, and there just hasn't been much updates since like when it first kind of started, breaking. And honestly, a lot of it's just because JF couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut, and even then, still got away with it so far. Sometimes it might take a while, before he actually gets caught, but I mean, who knows? I have say people like Matt Walsh Ranger team that need to be dealt with. Well, I've thought that, but it's always like, hopefully someone else takes care of this, since Buki is the only instance where if I had like the time and ability to get away with it, I would carry that act myself. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard either. I mean, it's Boogie. Like, in a weird way, like, do you think he would welcome it? Would he be like, finally? I was going to anyway, but now it actually is about to happen. Yes. Like, do you think it would actually just say fuck it and, like, embrace it or something? Because that'd be a little whack, I'm not even going to lie. You know that Silent Night, Deadly Night Garbage Day meme? Yeah, I've heard of it. I think I've seen it around, before. Oh, you little boo. It's just being a little curled up, little goofball over there. It's so cute. Oh, he's so adorable. Hi, from Peru. Well, hello. Hello, Peru. From the US of A in the Pacific Northwest. Don't think I've had anyone come by from Peru yet, so it's pretty dope. Hell yeah. Don't really know too much about it. I just kind of know a little bit about, like, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and, like, Colombia, and Venezuela too, but not too much about Peru, actually, funny enough. Well, I should, like, kind of just look it up. I know, I know a little bit, at least with, like, with, like, Incans, with, like, more older history and stuff. He'd be on, I don't know, Scott Walmart, grabbing a jar of cheese balls, and then he puts in a buggy seasoning. It's just mayonnaise before pulling it. You just yell mayonnaise at him. Damn, you would just do it like, like some mafia style shit, just in broad daylight, just, quick hit, walk out, just casually, just get in and get away vehicle and just dip. Ah, shit. No, you're clogged. No. No. Fix yourself. There we go. There we go. Ooh, much better. Honestly, I mean, if I were to take him out too, I mean, I would definitely have it related to mayonnaise as well. This one's for your crime against all of mayo. Just, like, whack him after that. Honestly, like, if anything, like I said, I feel like it'd be kind of easy. Why make it, like, harder on yourself when, like, you might not be able to get away with it or some shit, or, like, take the fall, like, in broad daylight and stuff, because, cameras, shit like that. Like, he would be like, oh, you want to hang out with me? Oh my goodness, no one ever wants to hang out with me. Like, he would just be like a weird pity bitch, if you ask her to hang out with him for a little bit. And then after a while, the ulterior motives, could come into play. The projectile will bounce off him and end up in my head. So, like, it acts like, a reflection, like a reflection dish or some shit. Or it just gets lodged in his head. And it's just, like, stuck there. It's like, what the fuck? What is that? Just gets stuck in his head. That'd actually even be funnier. It just gets stuck and launched in his head. Doesn't even get close to his skull. It's just like, buried, like kind of on the surface, but like kind of embedded in his fat too. Oh my God. I saw a picture of Steven Seagal from the Onion Nuggets the other night. Yeah, when they were reacting to the segment about him, and oh my God, I'm wondering who's more of a chunk, Seagal or Boogie? Because dude, Seagal is ridiculously huge, bro. I'm just like, what the fuck? My blubber protected me. My meat curtains protected me. Dude, he would wear that shit with pride at a certain point. He's like, behold, my meat curtains, and they made sure I lived. They protected me one day. Dude, he would brag about it. Oh my God. And then he'll get all sad when people are grossed out by it, being like, oh God, I don't want to see your fucking meat curtains. Like, no, holy shit. And he'll get all sad, but he's like, but it saved my life. I won't. Seagal gets about 4% more exercise, so Boogie's fatter. You're right, yeah. Fair enough. 4% more exercise, yeah, pretending to be like, some sort of like super soldier in his fucking bullshit movies. Dude, unironically, I'm not even kidding. If I made like some short indie movie about like, some urban battle skit of like some bullshit or whatever, and like we use like gas blowback airsoft or something like that, so that at least gives the impression of like real weapons being used, because then we can just like CGI, or maybe like depending on what like movie editing software we use, maybe it has like a little AI additions I can use. Maybe I'll be like AI 556 being ejected out during this to this kind of thing, and show the screen where I want it kind of being launched out, stuff like that. And then I unironically bet I could probably pull off a better fucking like military style movie than Steven Seagal, bro, and any military background whatsoever. But as much as it sounds cliche, but I actually do know some guys that were combat vets and shit, and also I've like seen different films where even like some SEALs and other soldiers used to train. Like there's this one movie I think called The Heist, and there's a gunfight scene throughout the streets and shit where the actors actively were trained, like in different like forms of like kind of like combat with small arms and shit like that, to the point where like it's so fucking accurate that even like some officers will use those scenes to kind of train to show like how to operate in like a street to street urban fight scenario. I'm pretty sure the movie's called The Heist, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on the name of the movie, but it's like a late 90s early 2000s flick, if I remember correctly. So, but it's just like, I mean, there's different things out there where I can at least get a general gist, and also plus I like military sims and shit too, so there's that as well. So I mean, I could get a basic idea about how it works, and even if there's some flaws and shit like that, if anything, it more likely to not just be nitpicks, or at least a decent interpretation from like an indie movie perspective or some shit. Definitely could. I know I could. If I had at least like, a couple $1,000s to invest in some different shit, and like get, a bunch of friends involved, and maybe grab like different, random actors, in Portland shit, because I know there definitely would probably be a lot out there. Like, I'm sure I can make a pretty decent little short movie or something. I just need enough of a budget to at least, pay the actors, get, the different things I would want, shit like that. And of course, getting, like a more professional movie editor on top of myself, to kind of like, work things out, shit like that. So obviously I would want like, at least enough fucking money to do it. But I've always wanted to like do a little like, at least short films or something, because I think that'd always be kind of cool. On top of like doing like little music video projects and different things on top of that nature. So as like an artist, I always feel like I'm kind of an ambitious one sometimes, because I do have a lot of these cool ideas in my head that I would really like to do. Why did the music get so quiet? Boo. There we go. Well, I guess that also just turned on too, so that probably doesn't help. The stories of a abuse Boogie told irked me so much, not because he's a shady liar, but because what else knew, or it's just bad storytelling. Yeah, he's not a good storyteller. I'm not even the greatest storyteller ever, myself. But I've told plenty of stories on these streams and stuff. I mean, I like to say I have a pretty decent like ability to like have like an arc to a story. I mean, sometimes they're not like super long stories, and sometimes they are kind of like long stories. And occasionally, I always add a little, as like what Paul Ezeagle likes to say, add a little spice, just a little bit. Not enough to really, take away from the story, but just enough to add a little pizzazz to it. Just enough. Whoa, now the music just got loud. But from like quiet to loud. Shit, alright, I'll turn it down just one notch. There we go. Like, oh shit. It's like, where'd it go? Turn it up. New song shows up. It's like, it's like, oh shit. Turn it down a little bit. Now it's to hear too much. It's like, oh shit. Do this just to make sure that YouTube ain't being dumb. There we go. So, like if I was sitting down writing a story about child abuse and I got, then Jim has hit multiple times with him and his mom took him out for pizza. Wait, that didn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, unless they're like, a second grader or a third grader or some shit, I can maybe excuse it if they're like a kid writing some story. Well, honestly, I wouldn't, because it'd be like a kid writing some shit that dark. I'd be like, what's going on in the household? So, I mean, honestly, maybe not, but I mean, like, it would have to basically just be on like that level for me to maybe excuse it, topic aside, it's just like, I mean, you would have to be that terrible of a writer. Even my friend Harley, who's not really, got great penmanship and stuff like that, even he would be able to write a decent little story, like, I mean, he's more audible about it, so maybe he would need like a writer, to like, jot it out, maybe add a little extra flair and let him read it, and then let him approve kind of thing, because, like, I mean, but even he would be better at it. Even if you had like a little assistance with it to at least just type it all out and stuff, because like I said, or write it out, because like I said, he's not, great with penmanship and stuff like that. I know my friend Tyler definitely can, because he's also written some short stories before. Then, I'm trying to think, who else? Thinking like, I bet even my friend Brian probably could. Well, at least with the assistance of AI, because of that weird arc of, playing around with that AI that one time. Stefan, maybe? I don't know. I don't think he's ever actually written any short stories or anything. I know he's written lyrics and obviously music and stuff, but I have to ask him. Ask him one of these times. Just proves basically clear didn't script the video before he made it. Well, even if he did, he didn't at least get someone the proof, read the script to make sure that at least, sounds decent enough and at least makes enough fucking sense. Because, in his mind it does, so he's just going to go with it. But, so even if he didn't script it or did script it, he obviously didn't, proofread it or at least, really double check to kind of, or puts himself in maybe an audience shoes where it's like, oh, would this make sense? Oh, I know maybe some haters will say this, so let me try to see if this, can maybe nullify or at least minimize this. Maybe I should, at least, something to kind of at least, make sure that, well, makes sense. Especially with contradictions, because that guy contradicts himself in his lies so much. He's such a pathological liar that, he literally has to, lie within his lies, to the point where the lies from, 5 lies down don't make sense with the initial first lie. And now he has to make up some other lie that nullifies the other lies, that got to that other lie that initially, is being questioned on now. So it's it gets to a point where the story doesn't make sense anymore because, he has to consistently over and over and over again, even within the lie, to the point where it just doesn't make sense. Because once you start questioning it, then, you start realizing, it's all just basically, for the most part, a fucking facade. If I was him, I'd be something like, yeah, my parents would do things like putting cigarettes out of my arm, throwing me against the wall. They made me wear long sleeves even when it was 20 degrees out. Yeah, because at least that sounds that's at least more of a coherent, basic, sense of story and prompt. And at least then you can go from there, being like, yeah, then so I have to take me out for pizza just to keep up my appearances. Yeah, it's yeah, and every now and then they'll take me out to pizza or let me hang out with my friends sometimes, and stuff like that on the weekends, as long as to keep up appearances and as long as I behaved. Stuff like that. There's ways where you can make it make sense and you can still apply, the whole, broader lie. It's because, if you at least, because I'll say this much, if you want to have, a lie that is, consistent, don't add other lies to it. Just maintain the one. At best, maybe add another little extra one, because ultimately, the first lie is just going to be a bigger, broader thing in itself anyway. So just leave it with that, basically. Because let's say that, whole idea of him being abusive child is bullshit. Well, that's a whole big foundation, to add to where you can make it consistent and not have to add other bullshit, to where it maybe doesn't start making sense anymore. Because there are times where, he also talks very fondly of his mom or, and shit like that too. So it's was it a good relationship with her mom or was it bad? And abusive? He's gone so long about that type of shit to the point where it just contradicts itself. Physical abuse while holding someone over the kid emotionally. Exactly. Yeah. And as long as they behave, then, they can, have their, more dopamine, serotonin, hanging out with their friends, maybe from school, or maybe going to the pizza parlor or some shit, stuff that actually would make sense. But, because at least, for my example, when I was growing up, sometimes, I want to be able to, go outside or hang out with friends sometimes, after school and shit, until I at least either one, finish my homework or two, did some chores, depending if I didn't have homework or not. And I had to basically just be forced to sit at the table and do the bullshit, which was really fucking annoying and stupid. Which honestly, at least that's decent parenting. I will grant that, albeit maybe more stricter on it. But because all right, I'll let you have your free time, because it's it's not right after school, I get home, I'm hey, one of my friends wants to hang out, can I? Not until you finish your homework, and I have to be oh man, Can't just wait until I get back. No. It's like, I have to go outside and be like, give me like an hour or two. Like, I need to finish my homework and stuff. And even my friends would be like, oh, all right, well, we'll probably come back at like 6 or something. And I'll be like, okay. And then at least then we'll probably hang at least a little bit. So I was just like, it was kind of shitty, honestly. It's like, and also the rationale, even as a kid, for me, makes more sense. Like, let me hang out with it for a little bit, ride bikes up down the neighborhood or some shit. And then, kid shit, basically, go up to the park, that's basically around the damn corner. Like, shit like that. And then, from there, it's like, when I get back home, around maybe more like a closer to 5 or 6 or whatever, or some shit, then, hey, and then I could do my homework and, feel a little bit more relaxed, too, and where it probably make, I don't know, more sense. And then when I'm done with that, dinner's ready. And then I can, play like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 or some shit, like whatever, little PC game I was playing, at the time growing up. So it's just like, that would have made way more sense. Exercise helps mental fortitude. Well, tell that to my mama. She didn't understand it up until a little later. After like around middle school and high school, she would, just, let me chill, about it up until we got home. So I don't know why, but she switched around with the logic about it later, eventually, but it's like, it still doesn't make sense. It's like, why wasn't it like that from the get-go? Because I feel like that would have been a little bit better, especially from, just my own development, but that's just hindsight. But not that, like, obviously I'm, like, undeveloped or some shit, but, I mean, I feel like it would have, at least as a child, probably would have been a little better. Because I would have had more time to, like, hang out than, neighborhood kids and, probably, if anything, have, like, more connects, growing up, over time and stuff. But, honestly, I kind of blame the more overprotectiveness of my mom at the time. Because she was a lot more laissez-faire with my brother, and she was like, oh, well, I need to learn from that experience and maybe be a little bit more, like, Overwatch than my other kid, but that ended up being like way too much over to the extreme. Instead of like, well, if I'm more or less a fair of him, then I'll just be like, right over here. We'll try being a little straight, but I'll see where it goes, and but no, just way too much to the other side of it. It's like, thank you for being a pendulum, mama. Certainly helped. Certainly helped me be a little bit more rebellious, I'll say that much. Ended up making me more mischievous, so. You know what? I just gained some different perks. Gained some more of the behind the scenes, scheme perks. Observational perks. Also, what's funny is honestly, I actually am like remembering sometimes as like a kid where I've actually like, funny enough, like I've actually like kind of fooled my parents sometimes, where I would like, be in their room watching, and they're like one of those little box TVs, like, where you can kind of like, just pick one up and just like kind of be like a little portable one basically. And and I found out what Adult Swim was just doing this type of shit, because sometimes I'll be watching Cartoon Network, but my parents would be like, all right, well, you need to go to bed once it's over, and I'm like, okay. And I was kind of laid down on their bed, and I was just like, it's only like 9, fuck that. I'm just gonna just lay here, I'm not tired. So I'll just like sit there, but then I would either hear my mom or dad come in, and I'll just do this. And then they'll see him wander around thinking, oh, he's just taking a nap, whatever, and every now and then I'll just like open my eyes up a little bit, just do that again, just wait, and more often than not, they'll just kind of wander off because they're just like wondering if I'm like asleep or not, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just wake him up later or something. And, and I would get like hours at a time just chilling in there. Because they would just like, one of them will wander in there. It's like, hey, if he's asleep, we'll wake him up later. But if not, go put him in bed. And they would just see me just like this. because I was an observant little fuck. Like I knew, like it wouldn't be that hard to hear one of them, coming down the hallway and shit. So I was like, oh hell no, I'm sticking around and watching some Robot Chicken or Family Guy or King of Hill or whatever the fuck was on. So I was just like, that's how I ended up finding out about that shit, growing up, because I just would, sometimes just stay up because I, obviously, couldn't play like, Age of Empires or whatever the fuck, on the PC or something, during the weekend. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just go like watch a little TV, eat my dinner or something like that, and go to bed, because they were watching some other shit on the big TV, in the family room. So I was like, well, I want to watch my own stuff, so I'll just go in your room and eat some food, and then just do that. And eventually, I do know sometimes they'll like pick up my plate that I eat, stuff. So they're like, making sure that, I don't make it drop on the floor or whatever the fuck. So, and then, but more often than not, they would just like let me sleep there for a while. Eventually, they'll wake me up, and I'm like, okay. I'll just kind of sit there, pretend to like, do my thing, and I'm like, just kind of waddle my way into the room, and then I'll just like go to bed at that point. Is this a snowpocalypse we were promised? Dude, I'm enjoying it. I like it. Actually, yeah. Let's go look at it. Why not? Let's go look at it. It's still light. Let's go play around it. Dude, I had to go back and rewatch the Boogie job interview after Gauntlet. Oh my god, dude, that job interview that Boogie did was so bad. Oh, love it. Dude, look at all the snow. Look at all the snow. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Yo, what's up? Got him. Oh, he's such a goofy boy. Look at all this snow. Love it. Finally went outside. Oh, yeah, and I've also done, hanging out in Portland. I mean, come on now. Oh, did we just see him do that? Such some grass to snow. If you were here, I would throw a ball of snow at you, just like I'm gonna do to him. He's like, what the fuck? I have very little driving experience, but damn, sure would be mentioning domestic abuse and poor fucking pedophile. I know, dude. He's fucking, dude, Boogie is just a psycho. And ridiculous. And a pathological liar. Oh, little bean. Ah. I almost knocked myself over, damn. Look at you, little bean. There's a little bean. He's just licking snow. It's just literally licking snow. Bro. Bring it on, boy. Oh, I would. I love how Zukov is literally licking snow. It's like, huh? Well, what in the derp? You goof. You are literally licking the snow up. You like it? You goofy thing. What are you doing? Hey, where are you going? You boof. Hey, bruh. What you doing? Hey. I don't think you can see the ball. I think it blends in too much. Oh, what a goofy dog. What a goofy douche. What a little douche. Who's a goofy douche? You're a goofy douche. Where are you going? What? Really? Okay. I really don't want to leave the door open, but I guess if the doggo insists. Aye. Gets him in school all the time, not sure why. Well, I mean, if it's like, fresh and clean like that, I mean, it's preferable to have it boiled, but he's a dog, so it's all right. I mean, I've done it before too myself. So it's not like unusual. But I mean, it's, obviously preferable to probably let it like melt and and or at least have it really fresh, like if it's like freshly fallen. So goofy little doge. It's not yellow. Well, yeah, obviously. The lemon flavor snow. Yeah, you don't want that. Or snow that's been disturbed. Those are basically the things you want to definitely look out for. That's for sure. But even then, still definitely want to at least boil it a little bit. Alright, what in the fuck? He's probably at the back porch again. Let me go grab him. Oh, yeah. He's such a goof. This doggo is a goof. This doggo is a goof. Yep. I see what he was doing. I saw what he was doing. Alright, I'm closing this door now. Yeah, I'd take a poo. And it was a big one. You feeling better now? You goofy little floof? He was just wandering around the backyard, then eventually just like went. Plop. Once he was done, he was like, just like ran right back inside. He's like, all right, I'm sick of this cold. Get me back in. Goofy little thing. There's some fight. Grabbing somebody else. So hell yes. We're throwing that yet. Oh man. Well, you're gonna have to at least take the sacrifice too on that one, because you're gonna like straight up, you're getting it on you too. We're gonna have to like roll it up in a ball and stuff. I mean, yeah, you will have gloves on, but I don't know, man. Do you want to sacrifice, the glovage, with a little bit of that, scent? I don't know, man. I guess if you had like little plastic bags over your gloves or something, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a tactic to it if you actually knew what you were. Man, wait, why am I giving you tips? I just realized I'm giving you tips. Actually, I'm giving myself tips too now that I think about it. You fight me for it. Well, given the weather, I don't know. Like it'd probably be a little expensive to do a media flight. It will probably be a little delayed. You sneezing at me? Goofy little mutt. Goofy bean. What are you doing over there? What other bullshit are you snipping into? just drove my Jeep from a ditch yesterday and unstopping me. Turned too hard in the snow and went, wee! Oh shit. Well, hey, at least it got out. Well, it is a Jeep too. Those tend to be not too difficult, like when it comes to, like, they're kind of built for it to an extent, so that makes sense. Ooh, that felt good. Zukov, what are you doing over there, bub? Magically all drive got me out of there. SUVs rule. And for me, I want to get like one of those like little cargo vans because I want to kind of convert it into like a little travel van, like one that has like a little side door. It'd be a massive project, but I think it could be doable. I know I've actually seen a few like on like different little marketplaces that my friends have looked up on like Facebook Marketplace because I'm not on Facebook, but some of my friends have looked up some shit on there, and I'll just be like, oh damn, there's actually a little something there. It's like, I mean, there actually are a couple things here and there. You look on the jobs. I do have a follow up. I just need to give him a call just because whether considering the place that I'm following up with may or may not be open. So I'm going to ask them, or at least call up. And if they're open, then I'll just say, fucking go down there. But at the very least, let them know, like, hey, I came by last week, and was told, just kind of give it a couple days about, following up, so just kind of figure out at least, ask right now, and if there's like a potential for like an interview maybe or something like that, then just considering the weather, maybe I'll like see about Sunday or, Saturday. No job yet though. Well, it seems like at least a guarantee so far. I mean, from what, I can tell, I mean, when, I last went up there last week when the owner was there. She came up saying, "Oh, I was just thinking about you because we just lost someone a couple days ago, and we might have some hours available. So I just need to like basically, long story short, after kind of chit chatting, stuff like that for a little bit, she was like, "Well, I just need to like talk with my hubby and basically over the weekend, and just." Come back within a couple days or something like that, and go from there. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll just like follow up here, sometime next, like next Wednesday or Thursday. And she's like, thumbs up, cool, and that's basically what it's what I'm hoping for. Gonna see. You're gonna need your Black Rifle coffee. Well, I mean, I won't mind the hours. I mean, considering what time I wake up these days, like around like 11 to noon. I mean, honestly, just slightly adjusting it, a little bit, like from like 10 to 11. Ain't a big deal. Because walking there only takes like 15 something minutes, and riding my bike would take, way less. So it's not a big deal to me. Really? Really, dog? Goofy little turd. You have a bike? Yep. That I do. I actually got a couple. I got like a little beach cruiser, and then I have there's a chopper bike that I have, and then there's like one that I wouldn't say is like, I don't even know. It's like a mutt of a bike, basically. Just got a decent little road bike from Turks. Yeah, I mean, there's right outside. I mean, I could just, I don't even know what I'm even describing it when I could just show them. But here's my main ride. It's the beach cruiser I was talking about. And here's the... Hold on. God damn it. Took off. Hey. Damn it. Hold on. Ah. You little shit. Get the fuck back. Hey. Nope. Nope. Hey. Excuse me. Hey. Fuck her off. Go. Damn. Hey, where are you going now? Oh shit. No. Hey, get back. Back inside. Come on. Good lord. Rascal little shit. Anyway. Then I got this little bad boy, which has like little handlebars on it, but I haven't run it too much yet. But there you go. Ah, Dios mío, dog. Get the took off. No, get back in it. No. You are irascible. Damn. Jeebus Shabibus. Okay, back inside. I usually have like a little bag over the seat, but yeah, they're usually pretty fine out there. But normally I would have them in the shed, but at least there's a few other things that are being stored in there at the moment. So, so what are you doing? He is like ridiculous. He's being ridiculous there. Got a whiff of snow, and now he's all like, "Woo, excitement!" That's an excuse to just not do shit, not listen to anybody. Woo! Ay. Goofy little turd. I go for little turd. Boo. Boo. Oh, yeah. Wow, no. Oops. Jesus Christ. Whoa. Oh, shit. Did a bomb just go off? Holy shit. Whoa. Damn. Jesus. That was explosive. Holy shit. And make sure that don't happen again. Oh my god. I got a ladies' road bike for $30 at the thrift store. Well, you could probably clean up a little bit, sell it for a little more, and then, from there, it's just like, you could probably find another one, that kind of fits, better for you or some shit. Fits me, because you're 5 foot. Well, hey, I mean, if it works, then it works. Also, I haven't ridden the chopper in a fat fucking minute, only because there's like, fortunately, a leak in like the back tire where it is like damn near impossible to fucking like find a tire that size because of how big it is. And then also just because like there's it's just kind of like a low rider, and it is a bitch when it comes to trying to ride that damn thing uphill. Like, oof. That thing is a bitch. Gotta go to the bathroom quick and also snag my dog, see what he's doing. Then I'll be right back. I'll go. I mean or not? They're just gonna stare at me. Good dog. Come. That's a dog. Fucking. Good little doge. Playing all right now. I like to look small, so yeah, snow straight, but attached lower. I don't mind it. Like I found decent road bike. Spicy and get one for $30. Yeah, depending on where you look around, especially for the. Seriously, Sukov? They busted the door open and then just like walked away. So weird. But yeah, I mean, especially obviously because you found one, but like depending on where you look around and stuff, you could definitely find one for pretty decent prices and shit out there. Yeah, especially around here in like Portland, like it's not hard to find different little like places like that. I mean, there are definitely some bike shops that will like find some cheap ones that you can get out there, but most of the time, if you want to find stuff like that, you better looking at like little thrift stores and shit. Because I mean, you can find a decent like good starter like budget bike, but it'd probably be more like 100 or 200 something bucks. I mean, depending on where you're looking at too. Well, it just depends. Like $1,000 anymore. Well, I mean, for like really, really high priced ones. I mean, because I've been to a few bike shops before, and I could find some that are like that, or even like 1,500, and it's like, it's like, it's like not too sure about that. It's like, oof. Oh, well, welcome back, little poof. Hello. Can I help you? Big poof ball. Chair? Chair? Sit in chair. Suka. Oh my god. He's just. He really likes to play dumb. He's not, but he likes to. Sukov. Are you fucking kidding me? Just walks off. Wow. Did play a song if you want. I mean, I can't, actively like to change the songs there. It's just literally a background playlist. I mean, I theoretically could, but it'd just be kind of a hassle. Let's say Broken Cycle. Well, at least check it out in the future. Dog is such a turd. Good lord. That's not, but it's a weird but good song. Probably most like 2009. I think you'll hear. What job being incomplete at our soul would you want? Show host. Oh, sorry, my time. The great channel says, "Well, it's the Industrial Revolution. How points are at zero. Maybe it's just, well, a game shows like Alec Trebek if he was like an asshole." If you're a little more smarter, you would be able to afford your cancer treatment. I feel like, being one of those like car dealer types, at like, blackjack or roulette, or something like that. I feel like, being one of those guys would probably be another good one. It's like, oh, looks like, they're all being, betted on all in. Oh shit, you got, bets on number 2 and number, just some shit like that. I mean, like, I feel like that would be like something that you could kind of get away with a little bit, especially if you kind of start doing that like auction or like bam, like kind of going like, a little fast with it. Like, I think it would be, that'd be a good one. You kind of get away with, talking a little bit of shit every now and then. Being a stand comedian. Well, actually, funny enough, me and my friends have thought about it. I think it's called the Firkin, but I think on Mondays they have comedy nights, and like it's basically just like free stand up. Like you could sign up, if you want to do like a little bit, like a little 5-minute max, kind of like set, and there's a lot of different people that will come up and kind of strut their shit a little bit every now and then. And there are some people that are generally pretty fucking funny. So, I mean, I've thought about it because I did got some, different stories, especially when it comes to the whole principle, like the Paul Siegel principle, putting a little spice to the story. I could definitely do that for many stories that I have. So, I mean, honestly, I could even make some of the, like, stories that, like, when it comes to, like the protests, even back in 2020, I can even make, like a few, things comedically out of that. So, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely ways to where I can, like if I think about enough with certain, stories I have, I know there's a lot of them that are definitely pretty funny, but it's just like, yeah, I would just have to like, figure out which ones I know will potentially actually be good as like a set versus ones that I think are just kind of like funny just because it's like, garage humor, like, like I'm just kind of telling a stupid, silly story from, like, like here, kind of thing. So I gotta like figure out which ones would work best, because I know there are definitely a lot out there that I could definitely work with when it comes to the stories I have. Honestly, I could think of one here, like already that's very recent, last Friday, because that was a really interesting experience to say the least. I probably could have used that money, huh? Geez, that bites. I could have bought a new home, gone on vacation, sent your kids to college, but no. Yeah, to be on Red 14. Yep. Oh, probably could use that money, huh? Well, geez, that bites. Could have bought a new home, went on vacation, went on with the kids to go to college, but no, nobody had the bet on all Red 14. All Red 14 when it was on like 00. Sucks to be you, don't it? You gotta say it, a little fast too with it too. Plus, the video we can see, you're right, you got dressed nice and fancy. I just have to do it in Vegas, because I feel like you can kind of get away with it there, because, the tourism aspect. Around here, I feel like you'd have to be a lot more professional. Doge. Ooh, that felt good. Ooh, popping into field should be nice. Okay, get this. Oh, that felt good. Oh, not that one. Nice. Ooh, that felt good. That felt nice. Saw Triple J talk. Talking to Mike on Twitter. No big deal. Just congratulating him on his subscriber milestone. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, but yeah, Mike Figueredo has come a long way, dude. I remember when I was first subscribed to him when he was kind of like a little Libby, even for my taste, but I was like, I still like him though. I kind of fell out watching him for a little bit, and then I started watching him again, and I was like, oh shit, he just kind of became like full on like socialist as fuck now. And now he even talks about like, the right to bear arms and shit, dude. He's like gone so left, he went to get your guns back kind of left. It's like, yo, I never thought Mike would get that far, but he unironically is like advocating that type of shit these days. And I'm just like, based Mike, dude. It's like, fuck yeah. It's like, all right. I wonder what type of heat, my boy's packing now. It's like, oh shit. Because that guy's practicing when he preaches with that type of shit. He might have like the voice of a sweet little angelic lumberjack angel, or like a good old cute little BMW guy. But I tell you what, man, like, I mean, I want to fucks around with him. I'm not gonna lie, like, especially during the summertime where he's wearing like a little like short sleeve shirts and shit like that. Like every now and then I'm like, this guy looks legit like a little fit dude. And he has mentioned about going to the gym and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh shit. But something I found odd was Jay called him one of the good leftists. With all due respect, what the fuck does that mean? Like, is there some hierarchy of leftism I don't know about? It's just gatekeeping shit. I think it's dumb. Especially now more than ever, like, it's not really necessarily the time to just, like, have some weird gatekeeping bullshit about like who's a good lefty or not. I mean, honestly, like just straight up. Now it's more about trying to build solidarity, even with people who are like kind of apolitical a little bit. I mean, as much as my friend Brian is kind of a fucking dork sometimes, like, you know, I mean, like, you know, even he went from like, oh yeah, well, I voted for him stuff to like, you know, basically being like, well, fuck him, he's being a dipshit and I don't like him. It's like, I mean, yeah, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't necessarily be like that, or maybe you would. I don't fucking know. You know, if it wasn't really necessarily for the exposure of like, friends like me or Rip City and shit like that. You know, so it's one of those things where I think, you know, just given certain circumstances, you know, it's just like, you know, that should be really honestly more of a priority. Try to get people who are kind of getting disenfranchised with this type of shit, because there's going to be more than just lefties or libs that are going to be disenfranchised. You know, like so. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, sure, it's the whole fuck around and find out like idea, and I get that, you know, but you know, I think we're a little past that for now. Like, I mean, you know, because I mean, we had our, I think, gloat period up until inauguration day. It's like, yeah, let them know, yeah, you fucked around, and now you're about to find out. Oh, well, you fucked around to find out. Well, hey, well, here's why we advocate this stuff. You know, it's like, sucks, you know, that happens, but, you know, here, you know, like kind of thing, like actually offer some fucking alternative or something, actually try to build some level of solidarity and work with the other shit later, you know, because sometimes, there are certain elements, you know, that just don't necessarily need to be hyper focused on, because they tend to be more of a division more so than like a unifying point. And if they bring stuff like that, you know, up, just be like, well, it doesn't necessarily have a major, you know, impact over this or that or whatever. It's like, because it doesn't, you know, that's not the point. You know, it's like, you know, no one's bringing that up right now, and you know, maybe we could talk about that another time. But you know, just assert authority to the conversation without, you know, being like, well, how dare you? You know, it's like just say, hey, we'll bring it up another time. But right now, let's focus on this. It's not that hard to kind of, you know, get it back to the fucking main conversation, as long as you at least there's some sort of authority to it. I've done it before. It ain't that hard. Apparently, advocating for genociders makes you a good leftist. Depending on who you ask, yeah. And that's the most stupidest thing about it. It's like, it's basically fundamentally about just like, oh, well, you know, it's like, you know, some lefties will be like, well, you know, we can't necessarily, you know, like, get, like, you know, all about, like, you know, Israel stuff. You have to kind of consider X, Y, or Z, like, you know, kind of willing to, like, you know, be hoity-toity with it. And then you got, like, you know, others, you know, that are Zionists, which, honestly, I question whether they're leftists in the first place, if that's the case. You know, it's like, I mean, to me, that type of shit is, you know, in a way, at least when it comes to like the Israel-Palestine thing, because, you know, given, you know, that, like, yeah, I think that's like the one thing I would probably gatekeep a little bit, because it's like, I mean, if you're, you know, like a Zionist, and were you really a lefty? I mean, libs, sure, but like, yeah, because there are plenty of Zionist libs, but it's just like, I mean, for a leftist, that doesn't necessarily make sense. It's a contradiction of beliefs. Bonabin, legit good president. Do you think we want to be saying so much research into racial division? Yeah. But also, I think, you know, if we also didn't get fucked over with, like, you know, Hillary, you know, 2016, and we had the good timeline, you know, like, I feel like, you know, we would actually, you know, generally be more like kind of mildly disappointed at the fact that like maybe our universal healthcare system's a little shitty, or like, hey, he like did the Green New Deal and stuff, but you know, it only, you know, transitions fossil fuels away predominantly, and we still, are going to have production of it for, you know, vehicles that are kind of like grandfathered in and shit like that. Like, you know, it'd be some bullshit like that where it'd be like, man, I wish Bernie would have been a little better about some of this like awesome shit that's based. You know, it's like that would be like the best timeline. It's like being mildly disappointed with Bernie, you know, like, post, his presidency, because at this point that arc would have some other probably progressive dem, maybe Tim Walz or some shit. Who fucking knows? Sure shit wouldn't be Kamala, that's for sure. I mean, I feel like it'd still be against Trump though, to be fair. But I mean, I don't know. If Bernie won against Trump in 2016, then maybe he would have just fucked off. Well, I don't. Yeah, I think it would. I think he would kind of like lose a sense of prominence because he lost to Bernie, and I don't think that. Oh, it's stolen. He rigged the election. I don't think that would work then. I think it would just been like sore loser bullshit and be like, well, shut the fuck up. Like, oops. I don't think he would have any real strong means of actually like do anything with that. I don't think, like, straight up, like, at least if it was 2016, because if it was against Bernie, dude, Bernie would have won. Well, we're maybe I'm a Bernie buster, but I don't give a fuck. Call it what you want. 24 to 29% of people stayed home because of Palestine. No shit. Yeah, and honestly, it's just like if Kamala at least deferred from Biden in any metric, she probably would have won. But even despite the fact, I mean, granted, honestly, I will grant Obama this. Funny enough, he did kind of start putting the hammer down on Israel at the very end of his tenure. Like, because I remember watching, like, back in the day, Kyle Kalinske segments about, like, how Obama, like, kind of put, like, temporary, like, certain things, that, are, like, fines and penalties, and actually kind of critiquing, the Israeli government for their actions at that time, to the point where Netanyahu was like, well, fuck you now. And they don't really like each other anymore. So, I mean, I will grant that at least I feel like Obama, I will say this, probably would have a lot more of a hardline stance against Israel if, that has to say anything for what I remember, for what that's worth. But, like, goddamn, bro. Thanks, Hillary. I know, right? Thanks, Hill Dog. Or Hill Hog. But do you know? List of two evils? Is it, the two evils there, my good son? Yes. I was very strongly considering sternly wagging his finger at Netanyahu. That would have showed him. Oh, I know, dude. Oh, that would have showed that motherfucker good, bro. Hey, let me tell you, Jack. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Vote for the other Biden. Just like, farts in his diaper and some poop came out. He's just like, now take that, you son of a bitch. Anyway, here's about $2 million. A couple mil, or a couple billion, too, on, and everything. It's like, I have to at least do that for PR purposes. I hope you understand there, Jack. No malarkey on that one, fat. Anyway, what was going on? Oh, yeah, I'm running for Senate. If you don't like this, if you don't like trying to vote for me in this Senate race, I tell you what, Jack, you just vote for that other Biden. Let me tell you, that Bo out there, he knows how to run things. Oh, shit, dude. There's some weird, like, whack-a-mole fucking chaotic timeline where Biden somehow won this last election because he just was firm. It was like, fuck you, I'm staying in this. Like, I mean, oh, dude, there would be some weird, like, whack-a-mole talk. I don't even know how it would happen. I think it would be because, Trump would have to be croaked. He would just croak, and no, that would have to be the case. Like, and then it's just Vance. Because I don't, honestly, for the flaws of Biden, I don't think Vance would beat him. I mean, dude, the disenfranchisement and the crazy, like, fractionization of conspiracy theory insanity that would come from that. I kind of wonder what that timeline would look like, honestly. Because I guess that does ensure a Kamala presidency, because, I mean, I don't think Biden's off in his world, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Would that timeline actually not be terrible? Because then, the Veep would just be like, Kamala would just be like, I'm in charge now. Like, I mean, she's like, I was kind of robbed of this potential, and you said he would change his mind. You're lucky you fucking won, because now I'm in charge. Keep him as, like, some PR shit. I don't care. Pump him up with all the drugs. I just want my mimosas and my Xannies, and we're going to have a lot of fun. She's gonna go dumb and mommy on some shit, bro. She's gonna be like the Democrats' Cheney, dude. Oh man, dude, she would be like the Democrats' Cheney. Oh shit, that would be a whack ass timeline, bro. That'd be an insane timeline. There we go. Oop. Oh, you know what? I just realized. What is this message? Oh, it's just some random auto thing. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I thought it was like, some like, text reply for something, that, from like something I applied to. I was like, oh. I was like, whoa, is this important? And no, it's not. It's like some weird text from like Hillsdale College. And it's like, I heard of it, but I've never like, I don't know anything about it. So that's kind of like, I'm just going to kind of like be like, no, stop texting me. I have no idea. It's got Alice, Marie Antoinette, Margaret Thatcher, Nancy Reagan, pretty much any former royalty for history, Sarah Palin. Oh, that chick is related to Kim Jong. Oh, her name is like Kim something. Oh, I missed one. Oh, I was very strong considering. Well, I already read that. Here we go. I thought sometimes I'm the same. Okay, my bad. But there also seems to be this idea of getting traction. That being a woman means he'll make a benevolent leader. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Well, I mean, at least in modern sense, I don't know. Like, it's definitely interesting, but I think a lot of it's just due to like their authoritarian streak, because there's obviously a lot of women out there that are like kind of very staunch advocates of like justice and like equality and shit, versus ones who are just like cutthroat authoritarians. So I mean, that was, I guess, Marie Antoinette. It wasn't outright necessarily, I guess, a cutthroat authoritarian to an extent. I mean, I guess that's questionable. But, I mean, especially when it comes to a lot of these others. Oh, there's also another, there's actually, the list goes on, honestly, now that I think about it. So, I mean, we can just kind of keep going with it. But either way, it's just one of those things where it's like, it definitely, is like a sense of like, the, like an iron fist, with, a velvet glove, to it. Left on the cake. Well, I think, honestly, from my understanding, that quote, I don't know if it's necessarily even a real quote attributed to her. Maybe someone has said it, but I don't know if, from my understanding, if I remember reading up about it before, like it actually, is speculated that, she didn't actually, say anything like that. I mean, considering her beliefs, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised. But I've heard some different people saying that she was just kind of unfortunately, kind of, a cop out, as a way to kind of kill the royalty in a way, because she did kind of have more of a fondness towards the peasant class, at the times, which I guess I can get. But I don't know if that's more of just like, see how they dress, but aren't I beautiful in it though, unlike them? I mean, who knows? I mean, it's kind of, like, I don't know every tiny little detail, but I've heard like different takes on like, about like Marie Antoinette, honestly, just as a whole. Like, and I will admit, I don't really know totally how to feel about her. A bit richer people like her what happened to her when it happened. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things with like, like if they actually like maybe, had a consideration towards like the best class, then yeah, of course, it wouldn't have happened. But no, they let it get a little too far. And funny enough, when it came to the French Revolution, they learned it from the American Revolution. And honestly, maybe we need to learn a thing or two, not just from that, but also like from the Sailors' Mutiny and like the Workers' Revolutions, that happened just right as the Great War was ending too, and also the Battle of Blair Mountain as well, and plus also like. As much people want to like, oh god, but like, the October Revolutions as well. You don't necessarily have to agree with every little thing, but maybe certain things could be, considered and understood. Just little things like that. Because learning, learning is good. Yeah, learning is good. Tell you what, learning. You gotta do show a little learning. Goofy little Doge. Yeah, not sure what time is it right now. Surprisingly, ain't really too late at all. You see my little dog over there just curled up in a little ball, just sleeping. Oh, goofy little bunny. But yeah, at least grab myself a little bit of food and actually get a little follow up, see what's up with. Oh wait, hold on. Before, but they ran a woman in 2028, and she wins that she's the most social progressive and economic critics we have. And that won't be able to hold this over, hold this over for us forever. Let them have it at that point. If they actually are like that, then fuck it. I mean, let them have it. I literally wouldn't care at that point. But I hope it's not like Obama, where the excuse all our bad stuff. Oh my! Oh, you know what? They're probably would have. Well, hey, are we willing to roll the dice? Because I'd say I'm willing to. It just depends on who it is. But I guess we shall see, right? But like I said, I don't describe myself a little bit of a. Oh wait, but she drone strike tells civilian cities, but they were hiding. At the enemies. They were hiding Hamas. They were hiding Hamas and Hezbollah. We had to do it. Okay, we had to. Because, we still got to at least, support Israel. They're, like, pretty much one and only ally at this point. I mean, come on now. It's like, dude, fucking meal. You know that at least you'll probably be the only one thing that would probably be, shitty, but who knows? Maybe we'll have to take the gamble. But, at least, give myself a little food, get a little phone call to going and stuff, and I'll probably be back a little later tonight. But I'm gonna see what my homies are doing and see what the weather is looking like. Because I know not too much longer. It may or may not snow / rain, so I kind of want to gauge that because that'll dictate whether I want to like go outside and run around in the snow like a silly little stone drunken fucking goofball. So it's also and I need to get my like snowboarding gloves out because I used to have some gloves around here, but couldn't find them. Sounds like shit. So I was having to, hunt those, little bad boys around. But I at least know where my snowboarding gloves are, so I can just at least snag those. I think my dog prefers to be inside. Because honestly, especially depending on how the weather looks, I'm pretty sure he would definitely want to stay inside. But there's nothing. Anyway, we'll see if, stick around for a little later tonight or not, but who knows? So let's do it for now. But if not, see you around tomorrow.